Hello everyone, Jessica here with Cardinal Signs. Happy autumn. For this reading, we're going to be taking a look at the overall energies that you can expect to experience during this upcoming month. So I'll be looking into the four elements: earth, air, fire, and water. You can watch the element that resonates with you most strongly, and if you like to get a feel for your sun and your moon and rising, you can certainly watch a combination of those. So I will be pulling two cards for each element, one as a primary theme overlooking this upcoming season, and the other as a secondary complementary theme to the first. I will also take a look into the crystal for each element and relay any messages that are coming in through that. So this is timestamp, so you can take a look in the description box below for those. Beginning with Earth. Primary theme for Earth signs. There it is. And we've got completion here. So this is the World card. And let's get a feel here for this secondary theme. Secondary theme for Earth signs. What is the secondary? Oh, you know what? We've got two here. On the top we have the Dream, and beneath that we have the King of Swords. Okay. So we can see that these have complementary colors. They do tie in together quite nicely. Lots of blues and purples and whites coming in. So cooler energy, low-key energy, fairly laid back. So completion is your overall theme. This can be accompanied by feelings of relief at accomplishing something, at a job well done. This can be things falling into place finally, or with a lot more ease than they have been. For some of you, you can see in this picture that it's a puzzle, it's puzzle pieces. So this can be you finally figuring out something that has been perplexing you or troubling you. This is you coming to some kind of satisfying conclusion or resolution to that. Now, as a secondary theme to support completion, a completion of some kind of cycle, we have the Six of Cups, which is the Dream, and we have the King of Swords. The King of Swords is a cautionary, because the Dream is talking about allowing your imagination to help you achieve this completion. The King of Swords, I think, is cautioning you to not try to have too much control, as it says on the bottom here. Trying not to grasp too tightly to a particular outcome. This is about you having an open mind and allowing the outcome to come as it will. Because if we get stuck in a particular frame of mind where we're very focused and narrow-minded on what the outcome is going to look like, that can be what holds us back from actually achieving something that will be satisfying for us. Because oftentimes things turn out a lot differently than we originally planned or anticipated. So this is the ability to go with the flow, to adapt, and to change. And this is also just having very large dreams, and there's a little bit of whimsy also within this energy. So it's being unafraid to live in the clouds a little bit, and kind of let go of that control. So let's take a look into the crystal, and we'll see what else wants to come in for Earth signs. Okay. I'm seeing that some of you are feeling like your world is too small. Like kind of feeling closed in or boxed in. And you can see that there's so much more, and it's very, very tempting. And keep in mind that the World card can be about traveling and is definitely about expansion. So that goes very well with that. I'll explain to you what it is that I'm seeing. I'm seeing a goldfish in a bowl, and it's a very small bowl, and basically this goldfish is representing you, and it has outgrown its habitat. It's outgrown the space in which it has resided for a long time. Keep in mind that this is of course figurative, but you can apply it to your circumstance. So I'm seeing you eyeing what is outside of these boundaries that are kind of restricting you at this time. And the way it's being shown to me, you might not be ready to take that leap out of the bowl quite yet, but it's definitely on your mind, and there is definitely a sense of adventure waiting for you, and it's really up to you how big you want to dream. Okay. Now what I'm seeing is a train driving down the tracks, and it's approaching a tunnel. It's a low, dark tunnel. What this is symbolizing is that you may experience a period of darkness or disconnect at some point during the autumn season. This can be scary, especially if it occurs very suddenly and without warning. So it's nice to have a heads up about that. For a lot of you, this will be just kind of a blip on the radar. For others of you, this will be something a little bit more significant. But you can expect at some point to be dealing with feelings of disorientation and bewilderment and feeling cut off from either people or from your spiritual connection. It could go either way, but significant relationships within your life, I think, are going to feel kind of tenuous, and I'll go back to the word bewildered, because you're left in the dark about something. Of course, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel, so this is just a preparation for you. The number 5 is coming up as being significant. It could be for a lot of different reasons. And that's everything for now. So hopefully you found that helpful. I got a little insight into what you can expect for these upcoming months. So moving on now to air signs. For air signs, what is the primary theme for air signs this autumn? Primary theme for air signs. We have the 5 of Wands, totality, and the secondary theme for air signs. Secondary theme. Two of Cups. Okay. Well, that makes a lot of sense together. So the primary theme, the Five of Wands in this particular deck, is speaking about trusting completely and entirely in someone else. We can see here that this person is trusting that their partner is going to be there to catch them and not let them fall. There is a lot of intensity within this card. It's a very demanding energy. It's also very rewarding. There's a lot of passion around it. Because the secondary theme is the Two of Cups, friendliness, which is called the soulmate card oftentimes. This can be romantic in nature, or it can be friend-like in nature. So this is definitely a focus on relationship this upcoming season. And it's really going to be challenging you in a positive way, I feel. This is a very telling and constructive development for you in terms of your interaction with this person, possibly people, but I think for most of you, this energy will be focused on a particular relationship. So this is going to test you in a way and help you to see the depth of your connection, and also help you to see the depth of your trust in this person. This can be scary energy. It definitely has that, that feeling in the pit of your stomach. It's an exhilarated feeling, but it's fear as well. Putting yourself on the line, or putting yourself in a position that is very vulnerable, and hoping, trusting, believing that this other person is going to pull through for you and not let you down. So definitely relationship focus for air signs for this autumn season. Let's take a look at the crystal and see what else is coming in for you for air signs. I'm seeing a harmonica. This is indicating, root word harmony, being in the right pitch, the right frequency with each other. You may need to fine tune that. Maybe your relationship is a little bit out of pitch right now, and you need to tune to each other's instrument, as it were, your energy levels, and get back onto the correct frequency so that you are harmonious. I'm seeing you enjoying the finer things in life with this person. The way it's coming up, it's as if you are visiting an art gallery and enjoying fine art, but this can be through any medium that you enjoy, whether it's music or art, nature, just, a luxurious evening out. But the finer things in life are definitely being highlighted during autumn. This person is being represented as a lamppost in your life. They're there for the long haul. I hesitate to say permanent, but they're definitely there for a long time. They are a permanent type fixture in your life. If you think of a light post, it's poured concrete, and the light post sheds light into our life when we need it. When maybe the sun isn't shining during our personal or spiritual nights. So this person is really going to help you through any difficult times that you may experience. And they're somebody that is very strong and reliable, and you know that you can depend on them no matter what. And that's everything coming in for air signs. Okay. We'll move on now to fire. For fire signs. What is the primary theme for fire signs this autumn season? What is the primary theme for fire signs during this autumn season? Breakthrough. This is the Justice card. A lot of intensity in this card as well. What is the secondary theme? There it is. Two of Pentacles. Okay. So if we take a look at breakthrough, it is fairly straightforward. You know, when we look at it on the surface, this is you being able to push through any obstacle that has been holding you back or stalling your progression forward in any way. This can involve a creative solution, but because this is the Justice card, it indicates that you are achieving this breakthrough in a balanced way. So you don't have to go out of alignment, and you don't have to put anyone else out in achieving this breakthrough. It also leaves you in a position where you are in a state of balance and poise. There is a lot of red in this card, and I talked about intensity, also passion. We can see that this person in this card is incredibly triumphant. They've really accomplished something that they've worked hard to do. This can be something that occurs very suddenly. It can be explosive. It can really help to expand your life in multiple directions or focused in one particular direction. Now, paired here with the Two of Pentacles, there might be a choice that you have to make. Because it's coming up as the Two of Pentacles, not the Two of Swords, it indicates that this choice will be fairly straightforward for you to make. It's not going to be too challenging. And you have this energy propelling you and pushing you forward. So whether or not you want to linger over this decision, you don't have much of a choice. There's so much energy pushing you forward in this season of autumn that you don't have too much time to rest on your heels. You have to spring forward into action. And we can see that this is a very action-oriented card. It also has a certain amount of lightness to it. So wherever it is that you find yourself once this breakthrough has occurred, you're going to be very much enjoying it. It's a breath of fresh air coming into your life. It's like you've kind of escaped from something that was really holding you tightly, and now you've released yourself, and you're free, and you're skipping along quite happily. There is a rainbow of colors throughout this card. We're going from the intensity and concentration of red to the spectrum of rainbow, indicating that we are able to really expand and create and allow our creativity to shine. It can be creativity itself that you are setting free and releasing. So let's take a look here into the crystal and see what else wants to come in for fire signs. I'm seeing a flag being stuck into the ground. And this is the type of flag where you are claiming something as your own. This can be, of course, many different things. The way it's being shown, it's, of course, claiming land, the way that, you know, conquerors of times past used to do. But this can be claiming an idea. This can be, you know, asserting yourself onto something that you have worked very hard for. This can almost be a defensive energy even. It's not coming off as aggressive, it's simply standing up for what is rightfully yours. I see you hitting your target. You're really focusing in on what it is that you want, and you're letting your energy flow forward towards that. And I think that's your focus, especially at the beginning of autumn, is what's going to allow you to hit that target and cause this breakthrough energy to propel you through. There's no need to rush that. You can take your time in getting really focused. I'm seeing things being very black and white for you. This is helpful, especially in making this decision, and that can definitely help you move along a little bit more quickly. We already talked about that. Probably not going to be taking too long anyway, because there's so much energy pushing forward. But because things are very black and white for you, I think that things will be relatively easy. The only thing that you need to be aware of is that not everyone else is going to agree. A lot of people feel more comfortable when there are shades of gray present. But for you during autumn, things are very much black and white. I'm seeing an airplane. Some of you may be traveling by air. Doesn't look like there's anything to worry about with that. Okay, I'm seeing the game of jacks. And that's an older game. Not quite my generation, but I did play it. So what this is symbolizing is that there will be an opportunity. And there are certain times during this season where you can take your time, where you can focus on things. But there is a particular opportunity that is going to fall into your lap or present itself to you. And you have to act with lightning speed, or somebody else is going to snatch it up from you. That's what that's telling us. So you have to be kind of on your toes, light on your feet, and ready to act when a golden opportunity shows itself to you. So that's being sure not to hesitate. If something on a instinctual level feels really good for you, try not to overthink it and just act. I'm actually seeing a pair of bellows fanning the fire. As a fire sign, this is a good symbol because it's indicating that you have a lot of energy and even more is coming for you. You're going to be feeling very comfortable in your element during the season of autumn. And you are going to be true to yourself, burning with a lot of intensity and passion. The charisma, all those wonderful things that are associated with fire signs. So we will draw the crystal reading to a closing at that, and we will move now on to water. So for water signs, what is the primary theme for water signs this autumn season? Primary theme. We have the Two of Swords. and the secondary themes for water signs. The secondary theme. Okay, so we got 2 cards, but we'll take them. The primary theme here, 2 of Swords. This is about oftentimes a decision that we're having a hard time making. This can also be about trying to please everybody and having a difficult time doing that. Meeting your own needs while also trying to meet the needs of other people or other things. It doesn't have to be a person, it could be a job, for example, and your own personal life, and trying to balance those 2 things. And there is a bit of a struggle apparent here. You can see here that you're wedged between 2 things that want all of you, and you can't rip yourself in half. So it's about you finding that happy middle ground where you can give enough to each side while still maintaining yourself, your own personal center, your own personal state of peace and harmony. So that's going to be the challenge for water signs. This is a fairly uncomfortable energy, so I hope that for most of you this isn't something that lingers. And let's take a look at the secondary themes that will help to support you through this. Now we have here coming in very strong inner voice, and this is the High Priestess, and we can see here that there is definitely a sense of balance and peace within this card. There is a lot of water here where you will feel very at home, very nurtured. We can see that we have these 2 dolphins swimming in this circular cycle. Again, speaking to this duality that you are experiencing right now. But in the center of it all, you are quite poised. And if ever you feel that you have lost that poise, if things feel that they've gone out of control, that you've lost your center and your balance, bring yourself back. Come to that place of poise. For water signs, you may in fact need to go to a large body of water if you live near one, whether it's a lake, an ocean, a river, or take a shower, a bath, whatever you need to do to reconnect with your element and to feel calm and at peace again. This is going to be very important for you. Your intuition is going to be very high, so you will likely be guided on an intuitive level how to deal with this uncomfortable energy in order to minimize how long it's going to last and how troubling it will be for you. Beneath that, to complement the High Priestess, we have communication and traveling coming in. I think that for most of you, this is going to be about communication. Some of you might have to do some traveling, and maybe you're having to split your time between 2 places, and this is becoming very stressful for you, having to travel back and forth so frequently. But for the majority of you, this is going to be about communication, particularly communication with spirit, with your inner voice, your intuition, spirit guides. This is about you being very open and receptive to that. It's remarkably easy to become disconnected from spirit when we go through a very troubling phase. We tend to lose faith. We tend to doubt ourselves and them. So this is just reminding you to always bring yourself back into center, to ask for help from spirit when you need it, and to be open to receiving the answers, which come in so many different ways into our life. Only so few of us are blessed with actually being able to ask a question and hear a direct response. So work with whatever spiritual and psychic abilities that come most naturally to you. and in order to receive the guidance that you require during autumn. I'm going to take a look now and see what else is coming in for water signs. I am seeing a clock that is split in half. What I'm seeing is half a clock. So this can be talking about you having to split your time between two distinct things. Feeling like your day is cut short, like there isn't enough time to possibly achieve everything that you need to achieve. It's almost like you could use 3 clocks worth of time in a day to be able to catch up or to keep pace. I am being shown a perfect drop of dew, or a raindrop perhaps. But it's as if all the world is inside of it. And we already talked about this actually, about you actually using your element of water to bring you comfort and solace and to bring you back into yourself. Feeling good with your energy, recharging as well. So this is reiterating that, where you want to use water as your focus for contemplation and serenity. You can literally have a beautiful bowl and fill it with water, and you can run your hands through it. You can watch the droplets come down. Whatever you need to do to connect with your element will be very beneficial for you. Okay, for some of you, I'm being shown basically that somebody is going to be kind of, I hesitate to use this because it's strong language, but like backstabbing you. But basically I'm seeing someone kind of poking you with a knife, which is not pleasant. This is coming in through this 2 of Swords energy. It's irritating. This could be somebody who's doing it deliberately just to goad you. If that's the case, it's not even worth the energy. So I wouldn't engage with that if possible. I know that's easy to say, not so easy to do. But just be aware of that there may be a particular individual surrounding you that will take this opportunity when you are perhaps feeling vulnerable or showing your weak spots and dealing with those to try to get to you. So just be aware. Again, time is really on your mind. I'm seeing a what's it called? It's like that sand thing. Lost my word for it, but you know what I mean. It's that kind of like glass thing with the sand, and the sand trickles down. And I'm seeing you really focused on it. Again, really aware. You're very hyper aware of time passing by, and it's like you're counting down for something. And this isn't necessarily a bad thing. This can be counting down until you're finally free of this kind of energy. But again, we do have that duality of time being split between 2 very distinct things, the upper bulb, the upper glass bulb, and the lower glass bulb, and that exchange between the 2 and the balancing point in the center. This is a message going towards the end of autumn. I am seeing things being raked smooth. So they're showing more sand, this time spread out onto the ground, and it's being raked nice and smooth. Everything is even, calm, and settled and organized. So this may be a little bit more trying, a little bit more of a difficult period for some water signs. For a lot of you, this is not going to be nearly as challenging as I'm making it out to seem, but for some of you, this will be a genuinely difficult time. Again, you do have that support, and know that when all is said and done, calm will be restored and everything will be back to normal, and you will be better off for it all. So that is all of the messages coming in for now. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. I hope that you found this helpful, and I hope that you enjoyed the reading as well. If anyone would like a private reading with me, you can find my email in the description box below. I hope that you have a beautiful autumn season. It's my favorite season. So much good food, so many beautiful colors. So I will see you again at the beginning of October for our next regular 2-week forecast. So take care of yourself until then.